Have you ever posted something that you were really proud of, something that was deep and it was from your core, and then you set it out there and you wanted the world to see it, and one jerk had something to say that wasn't very nice, and it made you feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this? Well, today I want to talk about what it is that's happening inside of us and what we should really be paying attention to. What are the things that are important and what do we just need to let go of? When I first started posting videos, I think I recorded about 30 times. And on one of my videos, I actually screamed at the camera and said, "This is harder than it looks." But the truth is that posting isn't that hard. You just have to get past yourself that seems to think that somehow you need to be perfect and make everyone happy. And really, there's always going to be someone that has something to say. My first negative comment that I ever got was a guy that commented on something that I posted about being healthy and making better choices. And one of the things that he said is that I should probably spend less time in the sun unless I'm over 70 years old, in which case I look great, which is really offensive and absolutely unnecessary and totally derailed me and made me think maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I should be doing this. And you know why I should be doing this? Because Kimberly 3 years ago was 70 pounds heavier and unhappy and very, very sick. I have become a better version of myself since then. And there are people just like me, who I was 3 years ago, that are sitting in a place and feeling like nothing is ever going to change. But it can change. And those are the people that I want to talk to. So when you get comments, and you will, whether they're good or bad, you need to decide, are they noise or are they actually feedback? Noise is somebody that's telling you something because they just want to be heard that day. Noise is people that have negative things to say that are just the keyboard warriors. Noise is something that is hurtful, not actually trying to help you. Is somebody saying, "I didn't appreciate that," or "You didn't speak to me," or "I feel differently"? That's helpful because that can help you go, should I word it different? Should I be saying this in another way? Should I be helping people in a different light? Should I say it differently? That is helpful. Maybe somebody is just not your customer. Maybe the things that you are trying to teach, the things that you're trying to tell them, is something that they think it actually should be done a different way. They maybe think that you should intermittent fast and you don't believe in that. Or maybe they think that you should only eat vegan and you're a carnivore. Those are obviously not your audience. These are not people that you're trying to speak to. If you're trying to speak to everyone, you will help no one. The person that you really should be helping is the person that you used to be. So think of who you were when you were stuck, when you were in that place. I remember I was trying to lose weight. My husband and I were about to celebrate 20 years married, and I was desperately wanting to lose some weight. I had my children are going to come home. We were going to go do professional photos, and we were going to renew our vows, and it was going to be beautiful. And I just wanted to be happy and proud of the person that I looked at in those pictures. And so I tried and tried and tried for about 6 months to lose weight. And I even went on this 4-day backpacking trip carrying a 45-pound backpack out and back. Beautiful hike in Alaska. I cannot even tell you enough about it. It was so gorgeous. Canes Head, if you ever get up here, come to Seward, take that hike. Most beautiful hike ever. And when I got home from the hike, I jumped on the scale, expecting to be super excited that, oh, I finally lost some weight. And I get on the scale and I gained 4 pounds. I actually filled the bathtub and sat in my bathtub and cried and felt sorry for myself because I was like, I'm doing all the right things and I'm not losing the weight and it's not fair. And then I decided to do something. And in that moment in time, that person who I was, that is what you need to remember about yourself. And that is the person that you're trying to help. That person that is sitting in the bathtub crying and feeling like, I'm lost, I don't know what to do, I don't know how I'm going to get forward. And all the other people, all the other noise, all the other negativity, all the not your customer, you don't have to pay attention to those people. You just need to be speaking to the version that you used to be. So when you get those comments, and they'll come, ask yourself this question: is this helping me to improve or is this pulling me off track? Because honestly, you don't really need thicker skin. You just need to filter it differently. And here's the second point that I have. If you know your purpose, then you know who your audience is. You know that person that needs to hear what you have to say. And all of us have a voice. All of us have somebody that needs us to step up, needs us to say, I can help you with that. I've been there and I want to help you. There's this quote from a speaker that I heard once, and I thought it was really good. And she said that the greatest lie that we sell is that a leader has to lead other people out of the desert without having been there themselves. And the truth is that nobody wants to learn from somebody that goes, look at me, I'm so perfect, I've got it all together. They want to know that, have you struggled? Do you know what I've been through? Because if you know what I've been through and you got out of this, maybe I have a chance too. You are helping somebody get out of something that you once were buried under. And that's how I felt when I was sitting in that bathtub. I felt buried under this extra weight that I was never going to get out of. And as soon as I started posting, as soon as I started realizing that I am trying to help somebody, and it doesn't matter what I look like, it doesn't matter how my hair looks, it doesn't matter if I'm sweaty, ugly, it doesn't matter if my energy's up or I'm feeling down that day or whatever. If I have something to speak about, if I have something to share, if I have something that is of value, then somebody's going to come back and say, you know what, I'm really glad you said that. That is the reason why I'm doing it. That is my purpose. It's not to be popular. It's not to be pretty. It's not to be loved and liked by everyone. It's to help someone that actually needs to be helped, just like I needed to be helped. I needed to be encouraged. I needed someone to tell me that it's gonna be okay and you too will get through this. And that is how I show up every time that I post anything, every time I think that I need to say something, is I'm saying to myself, I'm not doing this for me, I'm not doing this for my own popularity. I'm doing this because I know there is someone that needs to hear this. So you just need to ask yourself this question. Am I here to be liked by everyone, or am I here to actually help someone? And that takes me to my third point, which is don't take it personal. And this one's kind of hard. When that guy made that comment about how ugly or old or whatever he said, all my brain thought was, oh my gosh, I need to go get some anti-wrinkle cream. But the reality is that it's really not about me. It's really about his perspective and his truth. It's what he's feeling in that moment. What he was expressing was really what's inside of him and not really what's inside of me. It's not about my outsides, my insides, who I am as a character, who I am as a person. It really was just the filter that he's living his life through. And I don't have to take that on. I don't have to live that. I don't have to allow it to stick to me. It's just data. It's not an attack. And at the end of the day, if you let them have an opinion over your life and somehow it stops you from doing what your purpose is, then you will never grow. And really, you'll never help other people grow. And I heard this guy speak once, and we were talking after he spoke, and I was telling him about things that were on my heart that I knew I was meant to share. And he said this to me, and I'll never forget it. He said, if you have good that you can give to the world, and the world could be changed because of it, and you don't share it, that's selfish. And I was like, oh, I just didn't want to be rejected. But really, what I needed to say to myself, and what I need you to say to yourself, and what you really need to hear, is you can't take everything personally that people have to say. And then the final point that I want you to know is the only person that you can control is yourself. So you can't control what people say. You can't control what people feel. You can't control their perspective or how they're going to respond to your message. All you can do is put your message out there and then know that there is someone that needed to hear it. And being thick-skinned, it's not about not caring. It's about caring about the right things. So stay focused on your mission and never stop improving.